Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Vergennes Union High School! It's been a while since they've let me do that. Hello, my name is Jamie Watkins, and I would like to officially welcome you to the commencement services for the Vergennes Union High School class of 2006. I was assigned to give you the official welcome, so here goes. I guess the only possible place to start would be to compliment and congratulate the cap and gowns that are on either side of me, and that's the class of 2006. I am completely blown away with the accomplishments of this class. We have raised the bar in academics, with athletics, music, vocational skills, leadership, drama, mostly on but some off of the stage. For civic participation, for global citizenship, for creativity, and most of all, for just being true to oneself and trying your best. And all of these students deserve recognition and thanks, both for their individual accomplishment of receiving their diploma and for taking VUHS into a whole new realm of diversity, achievement, and respect. And you all have truly earned your seats today, so congratulations. Of course, I don't mean to leave you guys out or anything. Every one of you has also earned your seat here. And maybe you earned that with 18 or so years of hard work, love, respect, and helpful suggestions for your child. Maybe you came to see a cousin or a sibling or a grandchild, or maybe you spend hundreds of dollars a year, funding the Vergennes budget to make sure that we can all sit here today in this beautiful gym with a quality education in our heads, and unlike many places in our country, not have to worry about affording books and supplies for next year. And thank you, especially you. The final reason you might be here is that you have spent a huge chunk of your life dedicated to what truly ties this school together, and that's quality teaching and education. You teachers have taken a sea of kids with nothing on their minds but sausage bagels or the next activity night, and turned them into the wonderful, insightful, and educated young adults you see before you. So thank you from the bottom of our hearts to our parents and families, the greater Vergennes community, and especially the teachers and faculty at VUHS. You made today possible. So now I'm left with two choices. I could shut up so we can get along with things and party at Project Graduation, of course. Or I could go on and on about the importance of Vergennes and the quality of education, how this ties into quality, and I'm not going to do either of those things. I'm going to say one more thing, and two more things, actually. And I'm sorry to bring things down for a minute because this is an incredibly exciting day, but I think this is really important. I'd like to take a moment out of respect for the people that we lost this year. So many things have been, are being, and will be said about those people, but this might not be the best place for such sadness to be the focal point. And my only thoughts today are this. There is so much in the world today that pushes us to use our brains instead of our hearts. But what is clear after the trials and sadness of this year is that we share an emotional connection with all of the members of this school community. And this connection lasts through even the greatest adversity. Vergennes Union High School has suffered, but we have found ourselves strong, supported from within by the care and compassion we show for each other. The way I see it, we feel love so that we may share it. And there is nothing more powerful than that. Okay, so in conclusion, finally, wake up, I'm almost done. How do you end a speech like this? I think I see some people mouthing quickly in the first row, but it's a dilemma because I don't want to end with something that's sad, because this is such an exciting time. But we are not going to find ourselves in these seats again. After tonight, I should probably try and say something important. We are here And we are at this meeting point that's wide on either ends. It's like a big funnel that comes together and then spreads back out. And we all come from very different places, and we are leaving for a world of different destinations. But today we are here, and we are here together. Some of us may leave this place and never look back, and some of us may live here for the rest of our lives. But what ties us together, what will stay lodged inside of us somewhere, is that we have achieved communally today. And despite our differences, despite adversity, we have and we will become better people for having done so. So I want to wish best of luck to my fellow members of the class of 2006, and I'm proud to have shared all of this with you. Thank you, welcome, and enjoy the show.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Aaron Kalm, and I am the valedictorian of the graduating class of 2006. As I sat down to write the speech I am giving to you today, I found myself at a loss. I had already fulfilled my body's required amount of procrastination, and it was finally time to work. But nothing came to mind. I had hoped, somewhat naively, that a brilliant speech would just sort of pop out of my brain and onto the page. This, unfortunately, did not happen, and I was forced to confront the fact that I would actually have to work at this one to get it right. When I really began thinking about it, I realized that I did not even know what exactly a valedictorian speech was. So, I did what every good student does when confronted with a problem like this. I Googled it. I was much surprised to actually find an overabundance of websites and blogs all centered on how to write a valedictorian speech. One site even gave a convenient list of cliches to avoid, such as, cherish these days. We are the leaders of tomorrow. Well, we made it, and wear sunscreen. I'm not sure I understand that last one, but I'll be sure not to say it. And while these websites certainly proved entertaining, the more I read, the less they helped me. On the one hand, I would find instructions detailing what not to do, and then on the other, find examples of speeches doing just those things. So, discouraged but still determined, I set out to force my way through as best I could. I quickly became entangled in the very morass of cliché and sentimentality I had intended to avoid. Discarding my first attempt, I put a blank page down in front of me and stared at it in silence, willing the words to appear. After jerking myself awake several times, I finally made a connection between my struggles to write a speech and my experience with high school. You have to admit that you know very little before you can begin to learn, or, in my case, write a decent speech. So here I am, standing before you, admitting that I don't know that much at all. But that's okay. The knowledge I have been given in high school will serve me well in college, but it is what I do not know that will intrigue me for the rest of my life. Thank you to the teachers, family members, and friends who have with one hand taught me wonders, and with the other showed me that there is so much more out there to learn. Thank you for teaching me to be humble. Class of 2006, do not forget what you have learned in high school. And I don't just mean the math or English, science, or social studies skills, but rather, do not forget what you have learned about yourself. It was here that we took our first stumbling steps towards something greater, and now that we finally learned to walk, we are being sent on to stumble and learn again. Leaving this place of relative comfort will not be easy. As we head off to our jobs or college, I'm sure every one of us has a friend here we would take with us if we could. Unfortunately, I don't think our suitcases are big enough. We must learn. We must admit that we don't have all the answers, and we must learn. So, the VUHS graduating class of 2006, I have decided to leave you with a few of the cliches I'm not supposed to use. Let's see how many I can fit in one sentence. As we, the leaders of tomorrow, begin a new chapter in our lives, cherish these days, because we made it. Oh, semicolon. Be true to yourselves, and by all means, wear sunscreen. Thank you.
I'll get that. Good evening. I am so glad it's hot. Well, you have to understand that in the life of the teacher, there are very many times when we are proven wrong. But every year in September, when we start talking about graduation, we say to the kids, now listen, it's going to be hot, so don't worry about going out and buying suit jackets or special things like that because it's going to be hot. God forbid we should be proven wrong. So, it is hot, and I, for one, have been predicting it all year. So enjoy. It's supposed to be. Fan yourselves, and if you're lucky enough to be sitting on the top row of the bleachers, you're, I know, enjoying the air conditioning such as we have it. Now, before we get started, or I get started, there were a few outstanding awards that were left over from Monday night, and it's not fair not to announce them. So we have a presidential scholarship from the College of the Atlantic, going to a young man whose hard work and academic achievement and active citizenship will receive this College of the Atlantic's presidential scholarship in the amount of $7,500, renewable through 4 years, up to an amount of $30,000. So Jason Bosworth, please stand and be recognized. And in recognition of his record of exceptional academic performance, Ithaca College has named our valedictorian, Aaron Comm, as a President's Scholar. This award is in the amount of $12,000, up to a total of $48,000 over 4 years of college. Aaron, would you please stand again and be recognized? Norwich University has presented a merit scholarship which is awarded on the basis of outstanding academic achievement. It is in the amount of $7,232 per year for a total of $28,928 over the course of 4 years. Jess Jaggers, would you please stand and be recognized? And St. John's University's Academic Achievement Award is a highly selective and competitive award which recognizes the student's fine academic record and potential for success at St. John's. This annual scholarship award is in the amount of $8,500 for a total of $34,000 over 4 years. Please stand. Katrina Langer. Now, just a couple of other brief housekeeping notes. We have water out in the lobby. So please, if you find yourself in need, go get some. During my speech, I don't matter at all. It doesn't matter to me at all. Secondly, the rescue squad is stationed outside. So if you feel you need them, I'm sure that they wouldn't mind seeing someone occasionally. And seriously, if you do feel faint or that you need assistance, please tell your neighbor so they can tell someone and we can expedite the process of assisting you. And on your way out, that was the other thing, under the Arch of Balloons is a map of where we think most of our students will be next year. If you're a parent and you haven't figured out yet what your student has planned, I'd suggest you take a look. And so, to our superintendent, our principals, our board of directors, faculty, staff, parents, grandparents, in-laws, outlaws, cousins, neighbors, and whoever. The time has come, the walrus said, to speak of many things: final exam, graduation, and all the hassles that it brings. Now that's no way for me to start a tribute to this class, because they've come through so much. 3 principals, new teachers, nobody had the Midas touch. But they saw through it all, and now they're here, dressed and ready to go. How they got this way, I'm here to tell. The story itself is a show. Once upon a time, it seems, the class of 2006 got caught inside their school, and no one could figure how to get those seniors out. It seems as though a spell was cast, a Harry Potter type. If they could follow all the clues, then they would get out all right. And some of their classmates were at Walden, trying to keep the home fires burning. But that was failing too, and for wood they were yearning. Well, humor keeps all things going, and this class has its share of clowns. Jordan Cook's college decisions on where he wanted to go depended on the color of the bananas in the interview room. Now that is Jordan, and that's no surprise here, you know. Amber Hayes' laughter will pick you up when you are down, and Ben Osicki is a hoot driving his tractor to town. He left his truck pipes to Ray Cousineau, souped up its truck, it's true, but Raymond can't get it out of first gear. So reverse will have to do. Hannah Parsons wants to go off to distant shores. In Switzerland she'll study. High up in the Alps she'll be, yodeling for her Walden buddies. But Star, Caitlin, Eden, and Stacy, around the campfire they still sit, pondering great thoughts, as they should. The greatest is, how do we get out of these woods? Now there's the question the entire class has to face. How do we ever get out of this place? Follow me, shouts Charlie Dwy. I know the way. His truck is really smoking and he's up and away. Oh, we can't keep up with that, Will Glassberg says after a look, and buries his head again in a book. A semester in France, a time to play and study and wonder, but now he's home in the USA. Hey, this is serious, says Nicole Curler, and I know what to do. Amanda Vanderwerk, come with me. While shopping, we'll think it through. Shopping? That's for me, Eddie Griffin cries. The dress I wore for Midsummer's Night is ruined. A new one I must buy. Wookie Nick Miller, in laughter, collapses on the floor, and artful Caitlin Curtis nails her feathered poster on the door. I'm not sure our interpretation was what Shakespeare had in mind, but the acting that class did was the very best of its kind. Now, that won't get us out of here. More help we seem to need. If we ask Amy Barrows, I bet she'll take the lead. Nope, sorry, I can't help you. I just have to work. Basketball is over. I need money, yes I do. I'm going to Johnson. How to get there, I haven't a clue. Go with me, shouts John Klopfenstein, and my hacky sack I'll bring. He learned to shout in college comp. Self-preservation was the thing. I think that we can get there from here. If not, we'll ask Matt Oosterman. He knows everything I hear. If he brings his laptop, well, we should have no fear. Back at Walden, the fire's dying, needs wood and resupplying. Is anyone out there with a truck, a load of wood, and some plain good luck? Oh, we got trucks. A cry rings forth, check out the parking lot. Matt Crowley likes the red one with siren and lights. It's hot. Raymond, well, he's still stuck in first. Oh, that just won't do. Charlie, well, he's got a date with the boys whose lights are blue. Matt Redmond runs a backhoe. Could he cut down some trees? He's also an Eagle Scout and sworn to help those that are in need. So he'll get his own fellow Eagle Scout, our own Jade Reed. Jade has gone down to the gym to shoot hoop by candlelight because he, Josh Dara, Andy Nolan, and Mike Stedman during the season shot out the lights. After hearing of the problem, they said it made no sense to them. As far as they knew, VUHS had only one room, and that one was the gym. Big enough for basketball and cheerleading, you see, and these, they were the winners. Yes, they were, all three. Girls led by Jess Jaggers, Amy Barrows, Meg Greenhouse, Ellen Webb was in there too. Back-to-back state championships, a record, it is true. They're so busy going to Barrie and back, they have no time for firewood. They're hanging banners with giant tacks. Cheerleading too, now that was a thrill. To come home with a gold, not since '84, we were told. Seeing Danica Stetson and Kayla Pixie thrown up so high, I often wondered if they'd bother a plane up in the sky. The thinker and mathematician, Chris Edwards, that would be you. After soccer and taking care of Miles, it's a wonder you know 2 + 2. You see, Miles Shorey is creative. He's a wonderful actor and athlete. He'll keep you wanting more. He ran away from preschool, though, when he was only 4. And I bet that was a sight to see when Lee found out he'd gone. Independent, that would be our Miles. He's had that trait so long. Well, obviously, they can't help. Get their classmates out of here. Well, maybe Elise Kaufman can. She worked so hard to get the yearbook out this year. And get it in your hands? No, that's it for me, she cries. I definitely have other plans. The campfire now is dying, desperation setting in. Don't give up, it'll be okay. Elizabeth and Tessa Heider are coming in. Generous and caring, they always do their best, but it's quite a hike from Votech, especially with no rest. And others, too, have needs that are greater. So sorry, kids, maybe later. Theo Spencer loves to run. His banners tell a story about the fastest high schooler. Running is his glory. With classmate Mike Sorrell, he hurdles too as well. His banners speak his fame, it's true. He follows coach's orders. Get your rest and your tension passes. True to Coach Becker, he slept through all my classes. I know that they would help if they could, but they have meets every day, and with no track here at school, all their meets are away. The situation's getting worse. No help is on the way. The class is growing restless. And Walden? Well, hey, they're still waiting for Mr. Schlein. Surely he'll deliver them soon. But he is off at Sugarbush. He'll be back by tomorrow noon. Steve Franklin calls Will Ryan. Get your hat on and let's go. There's history in the making. We've got to film it for our show. Bring the camera, I'll get the songs. With this crowd, our shoot definitely won't take long. You get your mother, and I'll get mine. Yours will counsel, mine will bring food. Mentally and physically, we'll both be fine. Back to square one. Who can help us get out of this mess? We can try the foreign language kids. Can they help? We can only guess. Gabby Mayu, she speaks French, and she learned French cooking too. With her job at Kinney's and babysitting, though, she has more than enough to do. Dan Cameron is also fluent in French. He knows just what to do. He and his dad just loaded up after Hurricane Katrina blew through, bringing food and supplies and good wishes from Vermonters, tried and true. So they are not an option, and things are looking mighty glum. Maybe kids from music could help, or else we'll just have fun. How could we have been so stupid? All we had to do was lighten our load, and then all we had to do was follow the yellow brick road. Kristen Kuhns will lead us, red shoes on her tiny feet. Jamie Watkins as the Tin Man. Without his oil, he squeaks. But they took us back to Kansas, blown in on a tornado, and all that we can say is, home is where we want to go without Kansas tomatoes. Who can figure out the numbers that will bring us home? Hugh Kennedy, thank you so much. We promised never to roam. We're still stuck without direction. Can anybody help us? Can we get your attention? Here comes Rachel Quinn. In Madoulette, on horses they do ride, but it's the first sunny day that they have been outside. Hollingwood won't be their thing, or leading seniors round and round like ponies in a ring. We really are in quite a mess. It grows bigger by the minute. How did people as smart as we find ourselves stuck in it? Walden's cold, so Peter Housekeeper finally says he'll help. Think good thoughts and you'll feel a warming in your soul. Joe Gallion says, when I think like that in soccer, I score a goal. Hey, me too, says Pete. Let's talk about the games we've played, the fun we had in days of old. Hey, guys, don't leave us. We're starting to get cold. Don't leave us with the fire out, the girls, they start to shout. Oh, now what will we do? Matt Schlein, Mitch Schlein, in Florida, is that where are you? Yeah, poetic license, you know. At VUHS, seniors are starting to grow uneasy. In fact, quite a few are now getting quite queasy. When the going gets tough, the tough get out of here. Kristen Bissonette, with her swimming title in hand, takes her bathing suit and off to Germany she goes. Amanda Allen takes to rowing. She's strong all the way to her toes. Hallie Bagley runs back to Walden, yelling as she goes, I've got no wood to bring you, but I've Kleenex for your noses. To you and me, that does seem a strange gift to bring. But as they live as Thoreau did, with allergies by the loads. I'll sing for you, says Ava Levine. Her voice, it is so sweet. Nadelis Rivera's violin will sweep you off your feet. I can't take this anymore, mighty Megan Marcotte cuts loose. I'm off to see my Yankees. A win will give me a boost. I know my dad will take me, 'cause I am his little girl. And if I'm lucky, Travis will be there. In New York, we'll have a whirl. Hey, Megan, this is Red Sox country. Caleb Roberts gives a shout. Time to watch Judd and me. In baseball, we don't strike out. And speaking of out, it's anchors away. Evan Payne is set to go. A steel worker in the Navy. Blues his color, don't you know? Sorry, girls, I cannot help because I'll be sailing away. Well, Garrett Rochester, how about you? Could you give a hand today? Normally I would. I do help. Yes, I do. But with work and school, I've just no time left for you. Well, Justin Hutchins, you're big and strong. Are you kidding? Do you think that he has time? He goes to 2 schools and works 2 jobs and never, ever whines. And nor does Tyler Weston, a self-made man is he. If it's going to be, it's up to me, became his motto strong. No time to dally, he works the whole day long. Well, we'll keep up our quest for the help we need, we will not rest. Joe Rivers and Ryan Burfkick, now they make the scene. With Andy Husk and Ryan Moulton. Now that is quite a team. Could they load and haul the wood? On that, you can bet. But problems with directions, this group has to deal. Whatever way the wind blows, that's the direction of the wheel. The History Club might help us. You know, the lessons of the past, et cetera, et cetera. Jackie Stapanitis, she's in historical lass. And a who's who in America. She's well versed in our past. The stories they will listen to belong to history, but history buff Josh Torrey is so busy living with his stories of old, pondering, and living in the past with no fuss, that they cannot come up to the present just to be with us. Jacob LaFrance now steps to the front, calls to Josh Baldwin in his truck. They both took first place in forestry contests here, so it's no problem for them. Don't fear. They know they can, but they need a plan. Just any old wood won't work. Dry oak. Now that burns as it should. White birch burns too quickly, and that is just no good. Well, how about elm or maple or ash or pine or sycamore? Hey, we could make some cash. So, sorry, Walden, we got a new job to do. Out on our own now. There's more than money enough for 2. Christy Robtoy won't be any help at all. She's New York City bound, back home and off to college in the fall. We'll get A.J. Deveneaux. She's president of this class. She hunts and fishes and leads us too. She really is quite a lass. But she's doing Rubrik's Cube with Kyle Jones. I think the record he does own. When A.J. for president does run, Kyle will her fundraiser be. Drawing street pictures, solving the cube, so supportive of her is he. Well, it's back down to music. So much talent there with Katrina Langer, Beth Kirshner, and Zach Brown. Pretty music when they're around. I need more drama, more passion than playing. Hope the kids get the drift of what I'm saying. Julianne Canio and Alita Tallman are drama queens, it's true. But Anna Lavoie and Sawyer LeCompte, They've got nothing left on you. Every day was a new script, every day a new show, and you shall have drama wherever you go. Maybe Mike and Thomas can help. She coaches youth soccer, it's true. Kelsey Reed will be by her side. Watch her kick that ball out of the blue. Now, Oliver Shea, no more writing. That paper has to come in. 2 years is enough time to finish, and I know that you will win. Because in writing you are so good, but what year do I enter you in the contest? Because all are equally good. Gabe Einstein will help you. He'll keep you on track. He plays great jazz and makes you want to tap. But if he can't do it, Kelsey Rollick will. She's the one who knows all the drills. And got to include Eddie Nill, too. He is so good in band, and we know it is the finest in all of our land. So now we're in high spirits. The music does its thing, but it isn't helping us find our way out, and our freedom it doesn't bring. Maybe we should ask the queens. We have some real ones in this class. So all things bright and beautiful, Liz White, you fit the bill. Tony Martell's smile lights up this space, and she'll go where she will. Alicia Plouffe's beauty inside and out. She's a student mentor, and a very good one, no doubt. One even has the name, Susan Victoria Provost. But she's too busy working to even act like a queen, yet she always has time for me and makes me feel so good. We share a love of Vera Bradley. We own more than we should. Her advice is sound. Her friends are many. She's a leader, that is true. Schoolwork? Well, she doesn't have time. She needs to be with Andy. And with her schedule, homework isn't handy. So now we know that this problem is one that they won't do. Now it's getting desperate. The night is growing long. Got to get to the ones I trust. On that, I'm never wrong. So Josh Baldwin, I really do need your help. You leave Jacob with the wood. Matt Benoit can help. His boxing skills and rowing, he's really strong. Jason Bosworth, you take your snowboard. We can find a use for that. You have it with you all the time. It keeps you slim, not fat. And maybe this is the plan that works. I guess we'll wait and see. If first I can get these guys out of the duck blinds and down from their stands in trees. Amanda Burlock, what do you think? Is there a way out of this mess? Ask Aunt Sheila or your Graham. In school, they were the best. Tammy Miner has a thought. To Honduras she has been. The world will be a better place if we concentrate on being friends. It's not easy, says Jake Ringer as he goes to make lemonade. Ryan Scott agrees. Bring me a glass in the shade. Engineering minds must study a problem anew, first trying to decide if E equals MC squared is true. Well, could Amy Quinlan give us a hand? Well, she's up at Friendly's working, serving ice cream with a smile and keeping the coffee perking. We need a little action, and we need it now. We'll get Shanta Miller. She's a powerhouse, and how? Playing soccer with a damaged knee, a smile still on her face. She proves that where there's a will, there's a way, and she will win the race. Travis Simpson, get out of the greenhouse and put your writing away. You did high school and first year of college in the same year, and now it's time to play. Play, says Jacob Pekka? Oh, I am good at that. I can climb walls and do flips and drive the teacher's bats. Except for Mrs. Sullivan, she loves me, it is true, and she knows how hard I work at my jobs. She had such faith in me, but she never had to deal with me in class, and that's why I never made her blue. Lacey Pickett, it just might be up to you. Your personality and leadership might save the day. With Maggie Stansberry, beautiful long blonde hair used as a signal that help is on the way as it reflects in the sun on such a beautiful day. Landon Urban will take the message. He'll see the job is done. Yeah, right, says Lindsay Grant, fresh from student mentoring. You can't help unless you get assistance, because Scott Bordon is working. The cows, they cannot wait. And Christopher Heath is coming, but it looks like he'll be late. So you've got to go with Steve Gullion. And if he could, he'd swim to Walden to let them know help was near. But it's time for jazz band practice, so I guess he'll stay right here. Bianca Morrow now heads out. She'll find Walden again. Kristen Fairbrother is so surprised to find that the lunch lady is her friend. Andy Recupero's off on a peace march. There's just so much to do. Melissa Ruggles is here on time. Congratulations now to you. Aaron Comm called Chelsea Vincent, said it's time for us to act. Speak for yourself, Aaron. I've got a race and track, and then a parade I have to lead, and after that some jazz, and then it will be time for work, and I have to act with pizzazz. Well, thinks Aaron, I should be able to do it. As a valedictorian, a brain I have, I guess I always knew it. But the tough decisions I've had to make, a lot for my young life, to play baseball or to run track caused me so much strife. Decision-making takes so much time, you have to evaluate this and that and live with your decision. On that you can hang your hat. Thinking about it tires me out. I think I'll take a nap. Well, here it is, the end of our tale. The problem isn't solved. No fires out at Walden. The high school is quickly becoming a zoo, and all of you are wondering, is there anything we can do? Well, I think I have the answer here in my hand, and I will pass it on to you, because that's part of the plan. I know that there's a name who hasn't appeared in the poem. He's last but not least, and I'm glad to know him. His grandmother was one of my best friends. Such fun to watch him grow. From t-ball in the backyard to basketball, he'd go. His manners are impeccable, almost as good as his smile. And when you get one from him, it makes your day worthwhile. So Michael Stedman, you I thank for being who you are. With Judd, Josh, and Andy, I know you will go far, especially when you get to drive that beautiful, fancy car. Teamwork has always been your strength. You've got your head on straight. If only you'd get up before noon, a perfect kid you'd make. So the solution to the puzzle, you should have followed Charlie Dwy. He figured out what the diploma meant, to get it how he tried. And so did Maureen McLaughlin. So they sit with all of you, smiles upon their faces. That piece of paper is what you've needed to get you out of places. Congratulations to all of you. You do deserve the best. And Walden's fires are burning bright, new kids they are getting, for those who find that they learn better in an alternate setting. And you, your future's clear and bright. And think of us when you leave, because we'll still be here with another group like you. But will they be exactly you? Oh no, there is no doubt. There's something about the class of 206, and that I'd give the shout. Because they have gone through so much and maintained their dignity and skills, I have no doubt the world is going to be a better place when these guys hit the hills. So the time has come, the walrus said, to speak of many things, to have Mrs. Sullivan sit down so we can get on with this graduation thing.
That's nice. Superintendent O'Brien, Superintendent O'Brien, members of the school board, Co-Principal Webley, Co-Principal Bateneff, faculty and staff, family, friends, and graduates, good evening. My name is Megan Kapsch, and I'm an English teacher here, for those of you who don't know, at the high school. It's funny to be in the middle of you guys. I need to look at you. You're my support. This community is really amazing to me. and it's made up a lot of people that I would consider family. And before I knew I would be graduation speaker tonight, I had asked my family and the man who I'd like to marry. Is that okay to say? So I asked them to join me, because I've talked to a lot of your parents, and I've stood and cheered at games with a lot of your parents, and we've discussed your life a lot. And so I'd like you to meet my parents. So on my way to school today, I have to start with a story, because usually that happens in class. And usually they can get me to keep telling stories if they're pretty good, and they are pretty good at that. So just this really, Killer got put to sleep. Oh. We have this wild rabbit cat at home. It's a very strange thing. But anyway, I know, don't be sad. Don't be sad. It was humane. So anyway, on my way to school today, there was this really meaningful symbol that crossed my path, and it was the Ferrisburg camel. I'm sure everybody's familiar with the Ferrisburg camel. And somehow it co-joined with me thinking of Charlie Dwy. Yeah. So I was thinking how funny it is to teach writing sometimes, and the funny things that happen, and sometimes it's really difficult and kids hate it. And I'm smiling kind of about it, thinking about the story about Charlie Dwy, which I'll tell you in a second. And so here's the camel in Ferrisburg. I'm approaching it, and I really hadn't noticed it until like 2 weeks into my first year teaching here, when these guys were sophomores, and I had to relax a little bit, basically. And finally I got to relax, and I began to look around me, actually. On my way here, I drive from Burlington. And I almost drove off the road. I almost ran into the camel pen, basically. And I remember coming into class and telling these guys, it was my 10th grade class, my first, it wasn't American literature at the time, but I came in and I said to them, "Can you believe the camel? You know, there's a camel in Ferrisburg," and it was absolutely amazing to me. So today, ironically, I'm driving by the camel, listening to Pink Floyd, and it's the song, The Great Gig in the Sky. I had to ask about that. And there's this woman, and she's got this great voice, and she starts kind of wailing, and it's this beautiful wailing somehow. And I swear to you, as the wailing begins, I'm going pretty slowly because there's this very large truck, there's the camel. And it's looking right at me, and it's right at the fence, and it's clean, it's shaven, or does the hair fall off? I don't know, it's summertime. But it's very bare, and it's staring right at me, and the big eyes, blink, blink. And the wailing starts, and this woman lets out this great bellow, and it's beautiful. And I'm feeling, it's this moment, the last day of school, sort of. And this camel opens its mouth as the woman bellows. I'm not kidding you. And I couldn't wait to tell you guys the story, because that's where I tell my stories. And even the lips of the camel quivered with the wavering in this woman's voice. And I thought, this is pretty meaningful. Symbolism comes in different forms. That was a good one. Yeah. It's funny, though. We have a lot of laughs, and these students, are really amazing people. And I sometimes drive home crying, but sometimes I drive home laughing really hard. So that leads me to a quick anecdote about Charlie Dwy. 10th grade English, my first day. 3 years ago, 3 years ago. No idea who any of these kids are. Charlie Dwy, Ryan Moulton, back table. Who was in that? There was a lot of you in that class. It was a good class. I don't know what I was asking you guys, but I was circulating around the room, and I got to Charlie and Ryan, and Charlie looks at me and says, "Sorry, Miss Cash." And my name's Cash. "Sorry, Miss Cash. I'm a farmer. I hate English." And Ryan Moulton, from the other side of the table, nods, "Me too." Yeah. So I thought, good, this is going to be great. I can absolutely deal with these kids, my kind of kids. And sooner than you can imagine, I got Ryan Moulton to do this amazing narration, basically kind of dictated it to me, about rebuilding his car with his father. Was it a Corvette? What was it? Camaro. He's building a Camaro with his father. And it turned out to be this great story, full of wit and full of voice, which Ryan has a lot of. And Charlie developed a 6-page personal narrative about love, loss, heartbreak, Melissa Ruggles, sorry, Charlie, but you're a hopeless romantic. Miss Wright even reminded me today about your cow poem, wishing instead in the poem that cows could be green and purple. And your final line, well, cow, milk you later. And I'll never forget the full cow outfit, udders, full participation in the holiday play. Thank you, Charlie. There's a love of language in everybody, even farmers. So like my full circle camel symbolism, and Charlie Dwy, Oliver Shea came into my class at the end of the day today and handed me 7 of the most beautiful and haunting and musical poems that I've ever read. And it really knocked my socks off. I wasn't wearing socks, but it was really an incredible experience. And I kind of left here feeling really awesome about coming here tonight and seeing all of you guys. I have to say, when I was chosen as your graduation speaker, this request provoked a very debatable question of whether at 26 I possessed any true wisdom to pass along. I was questioning everything I ever thought I knew, and the only constants I could really come back to were, all you need is love. Yeah, and don't be afraid of hard work. But I figured that would be a pretty quick speech. And so the quest began. Driving back to Burlington, find the wisdom, Meg. Listen to the wisdom. Mowing lawns, find peace with the wisdom, Meg. Become the wisdom. It didn't work. Then one afternoon, I began thinking of Dave Chamberlain, who gave me a job mowing Union Cemetery here in town. About a week prior, he had shared egg salad sandwiches and homemade pickles with me as he spoke about losing his wife, running farms, and buying land. His body slowing down, the brevity of life, his grandchildren, and his fears of the future. He spoke of process and change. I thought I was just picking up my check that day, but I had made a friend, and I looked forward to having lunch with him again. I stopped looking for the wisdom in my head after recalling that conversation with Mr. Chamberlain. I realized that the insight I could share with all of you on your graduation day would come simply from the hope I have for our future, and the fears that challenge me to make thoughtful movements through life. I realized that being 26 was no disadvantage in compiling meaningful messages to send you off with, but instead a true advantage. We are young together, and we have a lot of energy and time to work hard on making awesome things happen. It is with that hope that we should continue to approach life, and from our study of what has been, we should model what we want it to be. That's just it, guys. Are you still with me? Okay, get serious. When you leave tonight, it's a continuum that you're following. You aren't born today, obviously. I never bought that welcome to the real world thing. You've been there, and you're solid young people who've come from an incredible community. And through you, many people in this community have developed a close relationship with and a dependency on hope. Hope that we're helping you be competent young people, headed in a direction that you're truly proud of. Hope that we model a strong work ethic and that you might see that as admirable and work alongside of us. Hope that your occasional mission to drive us insane, Jacob Pecker, wasn't a well-crafted plot, but instead simply your innocent teenage playfulness. and certainly hope that we help you feel good about yourselves when you do work hard and when you are truly proud. When that continuum spins, you will have the opportunity to turn your hopes into actions that will nurture the hopes of others. Consider your desired outcome and recognize what influenced you to have that vision. Some influences were positive and others were negative. Evaluate all of those experiences when shaping your contributions to the continuum. If you hope that others will be accepting of you, then be accepting of others. If you want others to see you for your whole self, then take the time to learn about the others. This is a very simple equation. When I began working here, I hoped that I would help all of you to love yourselves, and so I loved you. It's not at all an original idea, and I'm sure it's been stated more poetically than that, but there it is, and we need to own it. Our generation, and I'm no more than 7 years older than anybody graduating tonight, our generation has got to stop simply taking for granted the efforts of those who had hopes before us. We have got to recognize this full circle and give back to it. Here comes my fear. Ready? My fear is when hope becomes an idealistic Christmas list, and when the holder cannot check off the boxes, she grows tired and bored. Even when the gift list has the most noble requests on it, if they go unanswered in a short amount of time, we deem the gift giver inefficient, old, and in need of change. We shouldn't be afraid of creating change, obviously, but we should be very wary of using it as our immediate response to dissatisfaction. This rapid-fire change is a result of our expectation for immediate gratification, and productivity has lined itself up with our cultural definition of progress. There is this illusion, then, that the busier we are, the more we are getting done. But often, busyness and fast movements produce empty work and sloppy outcomes, abandoned projects, and foundationless idealism. And I'm not speaking just about English projects and papers. It's much bigger than that. And admittedly, the pace is really appealing. It's convenient and functional, and don't we all have to move this quickly in order to keep up? By nature, we see product completion as progress. You can locate pages of someone else's research by typing in one word. You can talk to 6 friends, see what they look like on several different occasions, get in an argument, start dating, and make plans for the weekend, all in 3 minutes on MySpace. We can build houses in 4 days and hold jobs for just as long. And your boss, your friends, even your teachers, they might say, yes, that's good work, keep moving. We're all somewhat fascinated by it, but we're also all in the midst of it. And we are much better at critiquing our social patterns 50 years after they happen. So let's not wait for that. When we abandon process, the good, the bad, the ugly, we jeopardize the investment in life. We fixate on a linear path, seeking out the rises, but wanting the top not to look back at the journey before us, but to see what the next peak looks like and how we can build a bridge now from summit to summit. The descent is not wrong. It's not bad. And as long as we ignore the inevitability of the descent, we just become surface walkers. In this next phase of your life, graduates, I really encourage you to reconsider building those rickety bridges. I am wary that in this infatuation with easy access to summit after summit, we have abandoned process. We have become bored with the opportunities to settle into something. We grow irritated by thinking, taking time, and making mistakes. We are forgetting the foundations that were put into this continuum that allow us to even envision that new product. It's like giving up on relationships when they become difficult or too familiar, or quitting jobs just because you can, or because the fast-paced advancement upward isn't there right away. It's complaining about an outcome without contributing to the production. It's playing video games instead of going outside. I had to sneak that in there, sorry. People make themselves into shapes that might appeal to others right away and disregard the getting to know you part. They move away from being truly productive and are left with a false sense of accomplishment. It is often a compensation for not having much to hold on to. And that's just it. There isn't much to hold on to when you haven't worked hard to get there. The immediate result, intelligence, and the I don't care, I'm me attitude, can really be seductive. And we'll breed it as long as we promote these inorganic ideas of growth. Hard work is hard, but it gives meaning and it builds character. And look at yourselves today. You're awesome. Teaching and studenting is hard work. I'm exhausted. But you're all beautiful, and you're graduating, and everybody is here to see you do that. That's a lot of love, my friends. And this graduation is just a step towards regenerating that heart and soul and making this community and yourself proud of what passions you pursue. You may or may not bring that regeneration back to this area, but it will make a difference anywhere. You're already doing it, but we need more of it. It will be through your hopes that this community maintains its soul. So next time I'm having egg salad sandwiches and homemade pickles with Dave Chamberlain, I can tell him about your accomplishments, and he will be able to smile back at me, knowing that the continuum is in safe hands. And I know it is. I would like to leave you with one last piece of advice. Just be nice to each other. It really matters. I love you, and congratulations, class of 2006.
Amanda May Allen. Star Allen. Haley Elizabeth Bagley. Joshua David Baldwin. Amy Lynn Barrows. Matthew Evan Benoit. Ryan C. Burkett. Kristen Wallace Bissonette. Jason Paul Bosworth. Scott Bruce Bordon. Zachary James Brown. Amanda Lynn Burlock. Daniel Joseph Cameron. Julianne Nicole Canyon. Aaron Matthew Combe. Jordan James Cook. Raymond Michael Cousineau, Jr. Matthew Crowley. Nicole Lynn Curler. Caitlin Lore Curtis. Joshua William Dara. Eden DeRocher. Charles Ubald DeWide. Christopher T. Edwards. Gabriel Ensline. Judson Carl Everts. Kristen D. Fairbrother. Stephen D. Franklin. Joseph Emmanuel Gallion. William Henry Bodell Glassberg. Lindsay Janet Grant. Megan Eliza Greenhouse. Edward Franklin Griffin. Stephen A. Gullion. Amber Lynn Hayes. Christopher M. Heath. Elizabeth Ann Hyder. Tessa Marie Hyder. Peter Lyon Housekeeper. Andrew Marshall Huss. Justin Edgar Hutchins. Jessica Nicole Jaggers. Kyle Edward Jones. Elise Joy Kaufman.
Congratulations.
Hugh F. Kennedy. Elizabeth L. Kirshner. John Kloffenstein. Kristen Elise Coons. Stacy Blair LaBerge. Jacob Allen LaFrance. Katrina Marjorie Langer. Anna Ray Levine. Ava K. Levine. Sawyer James LeCompte. Gabrielle Louise Mayo. Megan Grace Markov. Antonia May Martell. Maureen L. McLaughlin. Nicholas R. Miller. Shanta Celeste Miller. Tammy Marie Miner. Ryan Peter Moulton. Edward Raymond Nill. Andrew Scott Nolan. Matthew W. Oosterman. Nidelis Ortiz Rivera. Benjamin J. Osicki. Matthew G. Olet. Hannah Christine Parsons. Evan Michael Payne. Jacob Owen Pekka.
What should I do? What should I do?
Thank you. Thank you for being our principal.
Lacey Marin Pickett. Kayla Marie Pixley. Alicia Jo Plouffe. Susan Victoria Provost. Amy Elizabeth Quinlan. Rachel Amy Quinn. Andrew Recupero. Matthew J. Redmond. Jade Ware Reed. Kelsey Ann Reed. Jacob Michael Ringer. Joseph E. Rivers. Caleb Joseph Roberts. Christy Faye Robtoy. Garrett J. Rochester. Kelsey Ann Rolette. Melissa Michelle Ruggles. William Collins Ryan. Ryan Michael Scott. Oliver Shea. Miles Shorey.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Travis Charles Simpson. Michael Sorrell. Theodore Addison Spencer. Margaret Ray Stansberry. Michael John Stedman. Jacqueline Lee Stepanitis. Danica Chase Stetson.
Thank you.
Alita Ann Tallman. Mikan S. Thomas. Joshua Llewellyn Torrey. Landon Thomas Urban. Amanda Faye Vanderwer. Chelsea Lee Vincent. James Dulski Watkins.
You okay?
Ellen Marilla Webb.
Thank you.
Tyler Scott Weston. Elizabeth Ann White.
Thanks.
And this is not least, Adrian Devenot.
is Christopher Edwards. As third in our class, I don't really get a touring title, but I do get to make a challenge to the next class. I'm seeking a class. Traditionally, this challenge is like physical or intellectual goals for them, but this wasn't really a traditional year, so I didn't really want to do that. Not only did this year include accomplishments like our second consecutive girls basketball championship, a number of, lots of track and field champions made it up there. Some National History Day winners. We have some National Merit commended students. Cheerleading championship. And lots of other stuff that I didn't mention. But you can all get a round of applause too. But besides all this, there was also a disastrous hurricane season that everyone knows about. And we lost a few community members here at VUHS. So, if anything, this year showed us the wide range of emotions that we have. How an individual can go from sublime happiness to the most sincere sorrow. We also realized the power of these emotions, how school, even a whole country, can be united by a single emotion or event. Although an event like Hurricane Katrina or the losses of Terry Cavaretto, Taylor Veen, and Corey Palmer may be considered tragedies of our senior year, they were prominent points for us as a class and a community. So in light of these events, it seems most appropriate to give the class of 2007 somewhat of an emotional challenge. But how do you encourage someone to feel emotions? So instead of a challenge, I advise you, the class of 2007, to treasure every moment of high school, whether it is time of embarrassment, grief, anger, pain, laughter, pride, excitement, worry, or happiness, because these are the moments that you need to remember. The trophies and awards may stay in the display case forever, but it's the few moments that you may feel truly sad, angry, or happy that you'll remember the most. And on that note, I'm going to play a song for the class of 2007 and the people that we lost. It's a Cat Stevens song, Father and Son. If you know it, you can sing along. And you can put money in that. You hear that? Okay, I don't know how we're going to do this. I didn't think of that. Maybe if I... Can you hear that? Okay, sweet. Got a little hunch position here. God damn. Darn. You can really hear that though? Okay. I'm just stalling. Okay, I'm shaking. Just give me a second. It's not time to make a change. Just relax, take it easy. You're still young, that's your fault. There's so much you have to know. So find a girl, settle down. If you want to, you can marry. Look at me, I am old, but I'm happy. I was once like you are now, and I know that it's not easy to become. And you found something going on. How can I try to explain when you do walks away again, and it's always been the same old story. I look like a fool. No, let me try again. Come on. Okay. I really thought to do this. Okay. I'll just. Oh, man. Start at the second verse. How can I try to explain? When I do, it walks away again, and it's always been the same old story. The moment I could talk, I was ordered to listen. Now there's a way, and I know I have to go away, and I know I have to go. It's not time to make a change, just relax, take it easy, you're still young, that's your fault. There's so much you have to know, so find a girl, settle down, if you want to, you can marry, look at me, I own, but I'm happy. All the times that I cried, all the things that I knew inside, now it's hard, but it's harder to ignore it. They were right, I'd agree, but it's them I know, not me, and there's a way, and I know I have to go away, and I know I have to go. That was a short version of the song, sorry.
That's the bravest kid I've ever seen. There's every likelihood that I was listening to that song on the 8-track in my 1962 Corvair on the way to graduation. It's very hard to follow two beloved English teachers and two eloquent academics. And Chris, I can't even begin to follow Chris. And like I said, I'm in admiration. But I would like, this is called remarks. This is not a speech, so I will be blissfully brief, I hope. By the way, you know, you use more calories. No, we won't. I would like to point out the fact that I got to have all the fun tonight. I really do enjoy, it's peculiar that I enjoy handing out diplomas, but I do. My co-principal, Manya Batenev, is just that, and she is leaving us for a wonderful job in Scarsdale, New York. But I would like the classes to understand my point of view that she is part and parcel of all of our successes, senior or 7th grade successes. Manya. And the little bit I do have to, the little wisdom I do have to impart, besides wear collared shirts and don't wear flip-flops, which may be my legacy with this class, I would like to tell this class how much I've enjoyed them. 27 years of education, I'm pretty good, this may be my first senior class here, but I'm a pretty good judge of class. And y'all have it. I'd like to point out, Aristotle was of the opinion that the truest sign of intelligence was when a person could hold two opposing or disparate ideas in their mind at the same time and judge them and weigh them. Curiously, John Keats felt the same way. I really do believe that this senior class, I've seen more of that kind of habit of mind, more of that thoughtfulness than I ever expected. And one of the reasons that that happens around here is because of our really, really tremendous, dedicated, and they're just wonderful faculty. And I'd like all the faculty and staff to please stand up for just a minute. I'd like to give the class of 2006 an opportunity to thank them. Because what's happened is that you've become that magic book, and your mind has become a magic book that once it's opened, it can never be closed again. And it's because of all the hard work that you've put in, class of 2006, and it's because of all the hard work that your parents have put in, reading to you at night, guiding you. And it's all the hard work your teachers put in. Those things add up to something really wonderful. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the class of 2006. You may switch your passes to the right side.